Hey, this is Clayton, and in this video, I'm going to answer a question that I get from a lot of clients that are going through breakups with their girlfriends or wives. And the question that they are asking is, does my ex still love me? Now, it's an interesting question to ask because the assumption that they're making is that if they do, if their ex does still love them, then that means they should be together. And that unfortunately is a mistake. Because even though the person that you are with may still love you, it doesn't actually mean that the two of you are compatible or that there isn't a stronger feeling, a stronger negative feeling that outweighs the love that they have for you. And that's typically the reason why they left. Now, this question was actually asked by a client that I had worked with a couple months ago who had been through a breakup with a woman over the holidays. Now, they had been together for several years, and right around Christmas, what happened was she expressed her love to him, and there was this renewed sense of hope. They had gone through a bit of a rocky time, and she was talking about how much she loved him and how great of a guy she was and how lucky she was. And then within 2 weeks of saying that, maybe it was even a week, suddenly she just left him. And the explanation was, I'm just not feeling it anymore. And that's where this question came up with him. He was saying, well, God, you know what? Does she still love me? What the hell is going on? How can she say one thing and then act another? So let's actually dive into that so you have a better understanding of how this happens in a relationship and what's going on inside her head. So typically, if you're in that situation where your girlfriend was saying one thing and then suddenly her emotions switch completely and she's doing something completely different than what she said, loving you and then breaking up with you, it's because there was some type of unspoken, unarticulated, or unexpressed emotion that she had that was negative towards you. There was some problem that she had with you. Maybe it was an argument, a recurrent argument that kept coming over. It was a complaint that she had where she didn't feel that you were changing, or she didn't feel that there was the space for her to voice this concern into the relationship with you. And therefore, rather than continue to voice it and confront you about it, she began to bottle it up and maybe just talk to her friends about it. And over time, this issue, because it didn't get resolved, it was like this itch that wasn't getting scratched. And it built up over and over and over again until finally this negative emotion is so much that whenever there was something that you did that triggered this emotion to come out, it had a tsunami of emotion behind it that would cause her to drop into this negative emotional state and come to some logical conclusions about maybe that she just can't be with you anymore. She's not going to put herself through this. She just can't do this anymore. And that eclipses the love. So that's how a woman can go from loving you one moment and saying she wants to be with you to, next thing you know, being triggered by something that, because the issues have not been addressed and resolved to both people's satisfaction, that one trigger has all of this negative emotion built up behind it that completely eclipses the love that she has for you. And she just, boom, makes the decision that she needs to leave and that she needs to move on because she's not going to put herself through that again. So if you've gone through this and you are either wanting to break out of that cycle and be able to have a stronger relationship with a new woman moving forward, or if you are wanting to go backwards and be able to have the opportunity to reconcile and save the relationship, then the way to handle this is you've got to be able to step up and be comfortable allowing her to express her emotions, her needs in a way where you don't get defensive, where you don't step in and get triggered and immediately try to invalidate her reality, justify why you're right and why she's wrong, or step away and shut down from the conversation and not give her the space to be able to express these negative emotions and get them out. Because the longer she holds on to these negative emotions that she has with you, it's like acid that corrodes the foundation of your relationship. And although it feels better temporarily to not have to deal with that, it's much more healthy for the relationship if you are strong enough to allow her to express this acidity and this anger that she's got towards you and actually listen to her and get her reality and understand why she's feeling the way she's feeling, what unmet needs does she have that she feels are present in the relationship, and for you to be able to withstand that without trying to fix her, without invalidating her, without giving her an ultimatum, without getting defensive. And something beautiful happens. When you are able to be strong enough to hold space for her to be able to do that with you, she begins to respect you more. She begins to sort through her own processes. And she begins to believe that because you are listening to her and because you're truly getting what's happening, that now you are well informed enough to be able to make a change in the relationship and make a change with yourself, because she's essentially holding up a mirror for you to look into. And some of it might be her own business that she's working through, and some of it is absolutely yours that is worth you taking a look at and seeing. And that's where a relationship can become this tool for your own self-development. And it's not easy. It takes courage. It takes you being willing to step outside of your logic, step outside of all the reasons and rationale that you have about being right, and allow her to be your mirror so you can look at yourself more clearly and say, okay, what is it that I need to let go of in order to move into a deeper relationship with myself and a deeper relationship with her? You know, now that we're in this together and I'm seeing that there's a vision for both of us, what habits do I have? What ways of being do I have that are hurting the relationship and are only honoring me but not honoring her? I actually created a video the other week called The 4 Reasons That Women Leave Men. And you can click on this link right here and you can watch that. And there are 4 common reasons why women will pull out of relationships with men. And these are the more subtle reasons. They're not the ones that are quite so obvious. And they're often ones that the women can't even articulate. So check that out if you have a chance. Now, if you would like some help with this situation, you can feel free to click on the link below and you can get my guide, which is called The 8 Secrets to Create a Rock Solid Relationship. And if you are interested in doing any one-on-one work, you can also work with me. There's a link on my website, and we can schedule a time to talk through your specific situation and really get a read on what happened, get to the root of the relationship dysfunction, and help you break out of that pattern and really show up in your own life in the face of love, in the face of the relationships that you want to create, with more power, with more clarity, and with more focus to be able to build and create what you want. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to continue the dialogue.